Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a movie review of Netflix original film RL Stine's Fear Street, Part 3, 1666. The basic synopsis is from Netflix. Yeah, no, I'm taking the Netflix description. But that's because I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. I can definitely say part 3 was probably the best out of all three, but I give credits to part 1 and 2 because they were pretty good too. This was actually a pretty good movie trilogy franchise, and I definitely recommend you to watch this entire trilogy right now. It's on Netflix. They're about, an hour and 50 minutes long. Go check them out. They're pretty good. I think you guys would like them. Especially Part 2. Part 2 is, in my opinion, a classic horror movie. It could be a classic horror movie in the future. But anyway, the basic synopsis is, thrust back to 1666, Deanna learns the truth about... Oops. Let me start over. Sorry. The Netflix thing did its thing because I had it on the screen for too long. Thrust back to 1666, Deanna learns the truth about Sarah Fear. Back in 1994, the friends fight for their lives and Shadyside's future. Now let's get into the reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 93% based on 30 reviewers. I've been kind of surprised with Rotten Tomatoes reviews on movies lately. They've actually been doing a pretty good job, which, I don't really trust. I don't really trust Rotten Tomatoes that well. But I gotta say, they've been doing great lately, and I'm happy with their reviews. They've been doing great, so they need to keep that up. And if you don't know, it's raining, it's pouring, it's thundering outside. We're having a storm, so it's not a really good day to go outside. But it is a good day to make a YouTube video on a horror movie. The average rating is a 7.5 out of 10. Metacritic gave it a 61 out of 100, based on 8 critics. IGN gave it 8 out of 10. Google Reviews gave it a 4.7 out of 5, based on 141 ratings. And the movie got generally favorable reviews. And I can say all three of the movies got generally favorable reviews. They were all pretty good. That's why I recommend you guys to watch this trilogy. Okay, so what do I like about it? I gotta think about this one because there's a lot that happens in the movie. I like that they did something different with this movie that too many other horror movies do not tackle. They actually go back in history. This is 1666 we're talking about. And, this movie, if you don't know, is an LGBTQ movie, which there's a lesbian relationship in there. And back in 1666, if you have a lesbian relationship, you're being hung. Which the realism of this movie is pretty good. I actually really like this movie for its realism. It's real. That's the stuff they would do. It's real. So I really like that. I also like the story and plot of the third part. There's a beginning, middle, and end. We start from the beginning of the last movie, part 2. During the middle, we find out what happens. And then at the end, we get our resolution. We find out Shadyside's future, which I'm not going to spoil. And I'm also not going to spoil Sunnyvale, the other town in this movie's future. So I just generally like part 3. Do I like it more than part 2? Yeah, it's got its perks to it, but as much as I like part 2, I would say part 3 is better. It ends off the trilogy right. It ends off the Fear Street trilogy off right. So, what do I give it out of 10? Well, honestly, I give it an 8.5. It's a really good movie. It's a great movie. If you haven't watched the other parts, it might not make sense to you, and you might not think it's a good movie. But watch the other parts first. If you watch the other parts, you will understand this movie and you will like it. Because it is a really good movie. And that's why it's an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, I think this movie is probably this movie is the second longest movie I've reviewed on my YouTube channel. And it's also probably one of the highest ranked movies on my channel. Because it's that damn good. If you haven't watched this trilogy, I really recommend it. Now, you don't have to watch all movies in one day. I mean, you probably could watch this like say you watch it. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You could be done. It's not that long. It only takes like an hour and 50 minutes out of your day. I really recommend you guys to watch this trilogy. You know, there might not be some people that like RL Stine that's on my channel, you know. I love RL Stine. He's a good writer. He does really good with children's books, which this goes more into darker territory. But, you know, I love his Goosebumps books. I have not read his Fear Street books, but now I really want to. So I definitely recommend you to watch the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix. And that's my review on Netflix original film, Fear Street Part 3, 1666. And if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Period.